January 1st, 2017. With a cold, dark grin, Instance weaved an explanation of torture and dark prosperity to Miss Green, the doctor of this madman. Strapped to a cold metal bed with nothing on but a single piece of cloth to hide what some saw as their dignity, Instance began to answer to Miss Green questions of what led him down such a path that left him in an asylum. Well, you sit clothed, warm, and comforted from your work. You set to straighten the wrong you see in others. You see others as well being hell-bent on evil while you reside every night with loved ones. But, oh, and yes, there's but to every life an event that compels morals to strive the life of you led me to seeing that the truth really shall mean to all. As Incidents rambled on, Miss Green listened intently, but with a sense of dread she prolonged to cringe on each word, fearing the truth as her palms sweated as each word leaping forth from the mouth of the patient. Nothing shall hide you, Miss Green. No words, no doors, no life, nothing shall set you the truth on the brink of experience, but rather the words of a madman, or as I see myself, a true philosopher, can only be the true set of a new journey. Lightning snapped and crackled as Incidents looked into the darkness with the cold, dark eyes which mirrored the storm outside that seemed to simulate his thought process. His dark and cold skin seemed not to be affected from the cold of the night, but rather warmed from the words he uttered to hear. With a long pause to allow for the words to set in hers, Incidents muttered in an almost hushed tone to barely even Mrs. Green to comprehend the words he was stating. What shall truth bring thy? I shall bring thy happiness. Well, what is happiness? Well, happiness is what you make it. Well, what do I do make it of it? You create it yourself. As in a mocking tone, he threw these questions back and forth to himself, to only be answered by him. When Mrs. Green started to interrupt him, he turned his head slowly to look at her, which stopped her mid-stride. Do not stop the work of a greatness. It will only hinder on your own. Incidents then lifted his hand that was conformed to look like a gun. He aimed at her. Then suddenly lightning crackled, and through the faint light Miss Green saw that he was holding a real gun, and suddenly, bam! The gun goes off. And a slow crow comes out of Miss Green, with eyes of bewilderment, leaving her mind racing through her life, thinking in detail of all which she had done, only to be ended by a crazy lunatic, sending her deeper and deeper into thought about everyone she had thought and everyone she loved was continually replaced with the dark, mischievous grin of Incidents. She screamed for help as her mind was driven insane. No words seemed to leak from her mouth. After such delay, it began to realize that nothing had happened to her. The mind tells you what you want to think, Miss Green. Once you begin to realize it, all else will come into play. Now you shall see what you want, nothing more than is death. You shall want nothing more than the relief of no burdens, no family, no pain, no job. Become what you truly meant to be. Free! Miss Green jolted up from her bent-over position and became fixated on this man who had sent her into screaming complete death, but saved from a wicked smile. With no words but a stagger, she hobbled to the door as she was feeling the pain of a shot. As she reached the door, Incidents left and concluded her mind. My real name is Mark. With the realization of the words spoken, Miss Green stopped midway from her reach. The door jolted back at her. Don't ever speak his name! She screamed as tears began to run down her face as the pain in her stomach heightened. You shall have no say in his life. Leave him be. She continued to rage and crackle. Enjoyment leaped from Incident's lips, who had revealed the truth to Miss Green. Other doctors leaped from her doorway to stop an enraged woman who was walking in hatred towards her patient, seemingly wanting nothing more than to cut his throat, kicking and sobbing as the doctors pulled her away. Incident returned to the state of self-conclusion. He gleamed with aspiration, as he knew he had fixed the paid humanitarian.